There are only a few game franchises that I have been playing almost continuously since launch. Spelunky is one of them, a series I have sunk dozens if not hundreds of hours into over the years, and yet they are also games that I have made basically no progress in. I'm bad at Spelunky. I'm bad at its sequel. I'm bad at a lot of roguelikes. My skills as a gamer seldom align with the priorities and requirements of these tactical, emergent sandbox experiences, and I fare no better at their kinder, more generous cousins, the roguelites, either. Although I find myself bashing my head against almost every entry that comes my way, this is still a genre I find myself enduringly fascinated by. The complexity of those worlds and the tools you need to survive long enough to make it to the end. The secrets upon secrets upon secrets that provide that much needed tension of risky exploration versus self-preservation. While my interest in most of what these have to offer does drop off fairly rapidly once I realise that I'm probably not going to be making reasonable progress anytime soon, in Spelunky I've found a work that has managed to hold my attention consistently and without faltering. There's a very specific reason for this. The games never cared whether you were good at them, and in a very unusual sense, neither should you. Spelunky is a game that is mechanical in a very precise understanding of the term. The player and the world are locked together in a dimension governed exclusively by rules. Things interact as you expect them to, both through the player and independent of them. There is an unimpeachable set of physics and an extremely clear visual language surrounding them. The arc of an arrow trap, the hitbox of your whip, the behavioural and alchemical responses of the constituent parts of this world, seen at its peak in how quickly a single cast stone can spiral into chaos and bloodshed for everyone involved, and sometimes not even requiring the player as a catalyst. Because I am cosmically bad at roguelikes, I have had to contend with the fact that in the years I have been playing the Spelunky games, I have never managed to get that far, and likely will never reach their final destinations, not even the soft ones that don't factor in the game's more esoteric secrets. Most of my dailies end in the mines. I'm surprisingly cool with that, because I still find in those attempts, to this day, new and exciting forms of annihilation. I am fascinated as much by the value of failure in Spelunky as I am in success, and so too is the game's vast community. I love the stories that come from other players, fabulous tales of great risks that paid off and the spectacular crash-outs of those that did not. I love the granular detail of reflection on the chain of events that led to a player's demise. I love the thrill of near misses, of players who have grasped such a fundamental understanding of the laws of nature that they can stare death in the face and say, "Not today, my friend." Then you have the self-appointed challenges like the fabled eggplant run, and those attempts where players are so confident in their prowess that they have to handicap themselves in one way or another. No items, no bombs or ropes, no damsels, no kills. The list is seemingly endless, and each one of these runs I've watched has shown off something that has left me speechless. I am far from intimidated by the skill ceiling of these games, however. I feel like they cast such a wide net over their potential player base that they can facilitate different experiences for different players. Win or lose, it's all good. It's all entertaining. The result of all this is that Spelunky ends up being a surprising font of storytelling. Surprising because it's a game that is largely absent of conventional narrative compounds. No deep character development, no high-stakes drama or emotional highs and lows. No nonsense like the real treasure is the friends we made along the way. That's not the point of the game. But still, something lies under the surface that allows for such ripping yarns to spring forth from almost every run. This is storytelling not about the satisfaction of reaching the destination, nor learning vital truths about yourself along the way, but rather, simply, elegantly, about the joy of these journeys, the ones that reach their conclusion, and, more importantly, the ones that get cut short. As a roguelike, Spelunky is a game about consequence permanence, an experience that frequently forces you to commit to potentially bad decisions on account of seemingly incomplete information. You can't strategize your way out of every seat of peril. Almost everything the game does in reaction to you is a Looney Tunes-esque cavalcade of bastardry. The most simple monster in the game, the humble bat, that's my arch nemesis. Those moles in Spelunky 2 that appear out of nowhere to ruin your day, I would dearly love for them to be deleted out of existence. But they are there as part of a valuable, shape-shifting ecosystem that makes the game what it is. It's precisely for these elements why being able to read the environment and familiarize yourself with the way everything interacts is so crucial to success. It's also why dying is often riotously entertaining, hilarious enough that it provides a successful balm to the sting of defeat. As someone who hates repetition and thus uses that preference as a divining rod to avoid a certain sect of difficult game, I relish the second winds that procedural generation and emergent chaos gives Spelunky. It feels like those unsuccessful runs were not just intended to be stepping stones on a journey to victory, nor simply lessons learned to allow you to hold fast against the many dangers of these subterranean spaces. To me, they are holistic experiences in and of themselves, the point of the game, not just rungs on a ladder. This is why I continue to play Spelunky in spite of my terrible skills. I've hopped on the daily for years, itself a communal humiliation ritual in which we all come closer together in the stories we share within a unified space. It has settled itself into my routine, one of the first things I do when I get home from work, firing it up and seeing what awaits me in the depths, excitedly anticipating whether this time it will be the world or my own stupidity that becomes my undoing. I love Spelunky because of this, because it doesn't care if I die, because it rewards me no matter how I play. Win or lose, it's all good, baby.